Does trouble follow Tory Lanez wherever he goes, or is he the drama? That is the question. Now that the legal system has done what needed to be done, we're ready to kick off the new year with a deep dive into the Canadian artist's backstory. After combing through years' worth of information, we've discovered his history of lawlessness and questionable behavior. And judging by the title of this video, you already know this is about to be a hot, stankin' mess. But before we get into all the juicy details, be sure to head on over to rrgsnacks.com, our online concession stand that has an assortment of goodies, including butter toffee peanuts, lemon pepper beef jerky, and our brand new chicken and waffles popcorn. To get a better idea about why Tory Lanez is a walking red flag, we have to take you way back to his childhood, because you know we love us a good backstory, honey. Tory Lanez was born as Daystar Peterson on July 27, 1992. So yes, he's a Leo. And no, his zodiac sign doesn't matter. We just like to throw this tidbit of information into some of our videos for the viewers that are into that kind of thing. Moving on. According to Tory, his birth name means a revolutionary light of progression for the generation. He told Respect magazine, "Based on the diverse talents that I've been given, I see it as I can either use these and be extremely good for the world, or I can use these powers and be extremely negative." He was born in Toronto before moving to Montreal when he was about 4 or 5. Then his family moved to South Florida, where his father was a missionary pastor. When he was 11, his mom passed away from complications with anemia, and his dad quickly got remarried. This led Tory on a bumpy journey across the U.S. His family moved to Atlanta, and because of his love for running through traffic, a janitor gave him the nickname Lanez. After a move to New York, Tory wanted people to call him Notorious, but no one was feeling it because he wasn't Biggie Smalls. So he settled on Tory for short. He later combined his two nicknames to become Tory Lanez. At the age of 14, he moved back to Canada, where he was raised by his older brothers. He eventually moved in with his grandmother in the Toronto suburb of Brampton, but she kicked him out of the house, which led to Tory being homeless for a period of time. Losing his mom caused him to act out in ways his family didn't expect. He told Spin magazine he would constantly tell his family members, "You're not my moms. You can't tell me what to do." He got expelled from about 20 different schools for his unruly behavior. He also got caught up in the legal system, and at the age of 16, he was facing 4 undisclosed charges at once. While leaving his court appearance, 16-year-old Tory went to a nearby mall and robbed an older woman working at a jewelry store. He told Spin magazine, "I was so broke, I was so poor, I was so overwhelmed and frustrated with my life, but to this day, I can't forget the expression on her face." So let's do a short recap. Tory was facing 4 charges, and instead of trying to stay out of trouble, he walked out of the courthouse and continued his streak of disorderly behavior. It's almost as if he couldn't recognize that his actions would lead to consequences. We now know that this actually became a rather disturbing pattern in his life. After robbing the woman, Tory said something clicked in his mind, and it opened up a portal to help him cope with his rebellious nature. The portal, otherwise known as rap music, completely took over his life. Tory stopped going to school, and after getting fired from his job at Denny's, he decided he would never work a real job ever again. It was music or nothing. He told iHeartRadio he wanted to make himself as unemployable as possible by getting a big tattoo on his neck. He was young, broke, and had no food to eat, but he was living off of the creative juices that were flowing through him. He spent his entire day writing music and didn't bother to sleep some nights. Tory told Respect magazine that despite being a child of God, he was drawn to making, quote, devilish music, which caused him to have a conflict within his soul. He coined the term swavy to describe his style of music, which is a mixture of genres infused into hip-hop and R&B. In 2009, he recorded his first mixtape called TL2TO. The following year, a video surfaced of fellow Canadian artist Justin Bieber freestyling in a recording booth. Some people praised Justin for his lyrical prowess, while others recognized that Justin's lyrics were actually stolen from one of Tory's songs called Beamer, Benz, or Bentley. The backlash prompted 16-year-old Justin to reach out to 18-year-old Tory. Justin also had his friend and collaborator Sean Kingston on the phone. Be sure to check out our Sean video after we wrap things up here. We'll leave a link in the description box. So anyway, the phone call led to Tory getting signed to Sean's now defunct Time Is Money imprint. When the news hit the press, Tory was also described as being Justin's new hip-hop coach. After 3 years of touring with Sean and Justin, writing songs for other artists, beefing with Drake, and making connections, the deal went nowhere. Tory overstayed his U.S. visa and said he got banned from America for about 7 months. He found himself back in Toronto, isolated from most of his contacts and quickly aware of how the industry chews you up and spits you out. He told the Fader website, "Everybody switched on me. All the artists that I knew that were hot that I came up with, they stopped answering my calls." So he continued to hustle by building an online following. He released new music and produced his own music videos. As an independent artist, he assembled a team that linked him up with other artists, including Meek Mill and YG. He signed to Benny Blanco's Mad Love Records and released his 2016 debut studio album, I Told You, which includes the hit song, Say It. The self-proclaimed underdog was back in the limelight and getting the attention he felt he deserved. But despite all of the positive things going on in his career, chaos was imminent. During a 2016 appearance in Texas, a video obtained by a security guard showed Tory crowd surfing and standing on top of his fans. He is then heard yelling obscenities at the security guards. Fans told TMZ that Tory told the crowd, "Let's F this place up." And you can probably guess what happened next. The crowd proceeded to trash the venue, with chairs, bottles, and tables getting thrown all over the place. The concert was shut down, cops were called, and multiple people were locked up. Although Tory was accused of inciting a riot, he wasn't arrested. The promoter and venue owners considered pursuing legal action against Tory, but nothing ever came of it. On April 12, 2017, he experienced one of the most amazing moments of his life when he welcomed his son Kai with an unidentified woman. As he drove out of the parking lot of the Miramar, Florida hospital on that glorious day, cops pulled him over. They discovered that his car had an expired dealer tag, and Tory didn't have valid registration. He was also driving without a valid driver's license and didn't have proof of insurance. After a thorough inspection, cops found 20 grams of MJ in the car and a concealed weapon. Long story short, the cops caught him riding dirty, and he got locked up. Tory told hot new hip-hop website, "That's something special about the day my son was born. I'll always remember it." Tory didn't just have issues with the law. Anyone who spoke out about him or confronted him in any way had to pay the consequences. Allegedly. After Joe Budden and his podcast crew questioned whether things had quieted down for Tory and his career, Tory addressed what he perceived as disrespect during his appearance on The Breakfast Club.
Yo, is it quiet for what? Like, y'all crazy? I'm tired of just undermining that, my I fucking sing the girls and make they there's no security, shirt off, gorilla style. Put me down in the middle of this crowd.
It was perfectly fine for him to defend himself, but many saw his reaction as a bit much. He had other issues to worry about, though, especially ones that could potentially affect his pocketbook. He revealed to hot new hip-hop website that Nicki Minaj recorded a verse for his 2018 song, Shooters. Tory said he tried to give Nicki some pointers about her verse through a text message exchange, and he admitted that the words he used in his messages came across like he was arrogant. Nicki didn't take kindly to the disrespect and told Tory to remove her verse from his song. The collaboration would have benefited Tory in many ways, such as by introducing him to Nicki's large fan base. But yeah, that was over with. That same month, a video surfaced of Travis Scott approaching Tory backstage at a festival. Travis can be seen trying to have a calm conversation, but Tory escalates the situation by getting all hyped up and telling Travis that they can, quote, shoot the fade right now. After the video went viral, Tory said it was an old issue that had since been resolved. That didn't change the perception of Tory being a hothead who couldn't control his temper. From there, he was accused of jacking other artists' styles and got into beefs with other entertainers, including Joyner Lucas, J.R. Smith, Royce da 5'9", Rick Ross, and Love and Hip Hop Miami star Christopher Prince Hardy, who accused Tory of punching him inside a Miami nightclub in November 2019. Now, let's fast forward to April 2020. While most of us were social distancing, Tory and Megan Thee Stallion linked up for some fun in the sun. The very next month, hip-hop groupie Selena Powell was standing outside of Tory's Miami condo when Tory's rumored fling, Kaylin Garcia, who just so happens to be Joe Budden's ex-girlfriend, pulled up, and the two women got into a physical altercation. Tory and Kaylin reportedly sped off in Tory's Bentley, and Selena said she blacked out and later received treatment at a local hospital. She told TMZ Tory had beef with her after she contacted him on Instagram and made fun of his hairline. Kaylin was listed as a suspect in the incident, and Tory was just a witness. However, he would be amid his own drama just 2 months later, in July 2020, when Tory was accused of shooting Megan in the foot after a verbal dispute. A detective later testified that Tory apologized and allegedly offered Megan money to keep quiet as he made reference to the fact that he was already on probation for another crime at the time the shooting took place. Now, while things pertaining to that case were working themselves out, Tory was at a nightclub in South Beach in May 2021 when he had another run-in with Christopher Prince Hardy. Yes, another one. Christopher told TMZ that Tory reignited their long-standing beef by socking him in the face. Tory denied through his rep that the incident even happened. Christopher already filed a lawsuit against Tory for their first altercation, and he considered filing a new legal case against the artist. As of this video, we're unsure if Christopher went through with the new court filing. Now, let's jump ahead to September 2022. Tory was backstage at a Chicago venue for the Fall Back in Love Comedy and Music Jam tour when he passed by fellow performer August Alsina. In a video obtained by news outlets, Tory attempts to shake August's hand as August blows him off and avoids all contact and walks right past him. Tory was left standing in the hallway, looking dumb as hell. After all the embarrassment, Tory and his security team chased August down and allegedly beat the brakes off of him. August later took to his Instagram to share a photograph of his injuries he obtained from the quote 4 feet 11 inch sized leprechaun. We'll link the picture for you in the description box. So why did August avoid contact with Tory in the first place? Well, just a few months before their encounter, Tory appeared on the remix to Lil Baby and 42 Doug's song, We Paid. In his verse, Tory references Jada Pinkett Smith and August's entanglement by rapping, "Let me start on Jada. I ain't gonna snitch like August." In his Instagram post where he addresses the attack, August said that when Tory approached him with his 8 security guards, he tried to have a civil conversation with Tory. August said he explained to Tory that he didn't like how he spoke about his personal business, but he was still a fan of Tory's music. August also said that due to all of his health issues, he was advised to keep his distance from people and not shake hands. August said that although he spoke to Tory calmly and he was never disrespectful, August said Tory was acting erratically due to Tory allegedly hitting a substance that was laced with white powder. August ended his post by writing, "Dude has no real friends and is on a crash-out mission." Tory was kicked off of the tour due to his actions. So, remember how we mentioned Tory was facing multiple charges as a teenager and he still went out and robbed a jewelry store? Well, that same behavior followed him into adulthood. While facing charges for the incident involving Megan, he still didn't hesitate to allegedly put his hands on August. Tory was out in them streets acting like he had nothing to lose, but the court was going to hold him accountable for his actions. 2 months later, a judge placed him under house arrest until the trial involving Megan was underway. According to TMZ, the court based its decision on Tory violating the conditions of his bail when he got into the altercation with August. Although August didn't press charges, prosecutors argued that Tory posed a threat to public safety. And even more issues were headed his way. In October 2022, a woman filed a case against Tory, stemming from a New Year's Day 2021 incident in Miami where he allegedly sideswiped her car and fled the scene. According to TMZ, the woman was 4 months pregnant when the incident went down. The criminal case involving Megan kicked off with Tory pleading not guilty to all 3 charges and his defense arguing that he wasn't the shooter. During the trial, jurors heard testimony from various witnesses, including police who responded to the scene, forensic experts, a doctor who treated Megan's injuries, a neighbor who witnessed the shooting from his home, and Megan herself. Megan said things were tense in the car between her, Tory, and her former friend and assistant, Kelsey Harris. Megan testified that Tory wanted her to come clean to Kelsey about the fact that Megan and Tory had been intimate. According to Billboard magazine, Megan was uncomfortable doing so because she knew Kelsey had a crush on Tory. Megan got out of the car, and that's when the shooting occurred. Kelsey initially corroborated details that pointed to Tory as the alleged shooter in a video interview with prosecutors, but she changed her story on the witness stand. In December 2022, a Los Angeles jury found Tory guilty of all 3 charges. Outside the courtroom, his family expressed outrage and blamed Beyoncé, Megan's management company Roc Nation, and its founder Jay-Z for the verdict. Tory's lawyer confirmed that they were exploring all options, including an appeal. As of this video, Tory is behind bars until his January 27, 2023 sentencing. He's facing more than 20 years in prison and possible deportation. Now, of course, none of his past actions and mistakes are directly involved with the case involving Megan. However, his backstory displays numerous times when he behaved like a walking, talking red flag, and now it looks like it's time for Tory to pay the piper. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to follow us on TikTok for more content, like daily news updates and mini documentaries. And thanks for watching RRG.